guys, welcome back to A2Heroes. This is a comic book series by Caleb Jones. I've already done several videos on my channel before, going over the details, the content, the chapters, and the characters. This is a massively exciting release that's coming up in the next couple months, and it's going to feature masculine storytelling that goes back to the good old days. We covered the chapters and the characters and the videos and the maps before. We still have to cover the status, the commitment, and the FAQ. But today we're going to go over the About page. That way you guys know what it's all about. You can click here to get on the preferred mailing list and get access to secret live streams with Caleb Jones that no one else gets, plus get notified of launch dates as well as sneak peeks, pages, artwork, videos that aren't available to the public. Alright, so I've already clicked there myself. It opens up a new page where there's a video with Caleb Jones explaining the concept and the pitch and the idea of A2Heroes and what you'll be getting into. And it's just a good graphic novel universe built for men who want to live free. Alright? It's a graphic novel universe built for men who want to live free. No lectures, just story and characters like you've never seen before. So this is massively exciting. Alright? Enter your email to be the first in line when we launch and get exclusive pre-launch content before anyone else. Put your first name there, your email there, and then click the button and it'll send you an email update. That way you're first in line. I've already done that and I encourage you guys to do that as well. But let's get back to what it's about. A2Heroes is the home of Black Dragon and Pink Firefly, a dark fantasy comedy series that refuses to adhere to modern day norms. This is storytelling in its purest form, raw, irreverent, and unapologetically entertaining. It's the kind of bold narrative that made the 80s unforgettable, with real stakes, complex characters, and zero sacred cows. Alright? Below that, he goes over the vision. What's the vision for this comic book series? What's the vision for this business? What's the vision that you'll be tagging along with as the audience? He says, modern day pop culture sucks. Movies, TV shows, novels, comic books, and music have all objectively declined in quality over the past 25 years. And it's only getting worse. We saw Supergirl the other day. Horrific. Just a massive shame. And then we have Clayface coming up as well. Doesn't look much better. I'm going to go over that too as well. The only one that looks halfway decent in the near future is Spider-Man and maybe Doomsday. So I'm going to be watching Spider-Man this weekend with my friends in theater right on release day, and I'm going to come back and let you guys know exactly what I think and if it really pushes the envelope and really gives men something to look forward to, or if it's just going to adhere to all the modern day norms and politics and stuff. And I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I've been watching him on VHS since I was a little kid. So I'm excited nonetheless. When it goes on to say, these graphic novels do the exact opposite of what most pop culture does today. We have long plot lines and character arcs that actually make sense. We have complex, flawed characters who suffer, grow, and change. And there's no wokeism. There's no left-wing political correctness or invincible perfect girl boss characters, but also no right-wing social, political, or religious preaching either. So that's very important to note. The fact that he's staying away from any left-wing or right-wing tribalism is what's going to make this comic book series impeccable. It's what's going to make it phenomenal. It's what's going to make it enjoyable. Without any political correctness, you don't have to worry about cringy storylines or dialogue or Marvel humor or anything like that. And without any perfect girl boss characters, you don't have to worry about being woke scolded or being preached at when you're just trying to have a good time. We all love girl characters, we all love bossy characters, but we don't like it when Hollywood gives us perfect girl boss characters. Those aren't good. They're not good for the story, they're not good for the actors, and they're not good for the audience. So the story is going to contain actual sex and romance between men and women. Alright? Actual sex and romance between men and women. You can click here to read the full commitment. I've already gone over that in the previous video. If you guys want, you can leave a comment below and I'll go over that again as well. And we have multi-layered story arcs already written from beginning to end. So every twist has already been earned, all right? And every thread leads somewhere that matters. The benefit of writing your story from beginning to end all at once before you even start filming or before you start publishing, before you start garnering an audience, is that you make sure that everything is internally consistent and logically sensible. There's no jumps or gaps or leaps or anything like that that would just ruin the immersion for the reader. You plan everything out ahead of time perfectly, edit it, review it, go over it, ensure that it's well done, and then you release it. That's how you show the audience respect. So he says this is the biggest and most ambitious project that he's poured his soul into over many, many years. That's true. I've watched a live stream over a year ago that he did where he hinted towards it without mentioning it. So this is something that's been in the works for a while. And the character of Black Dragon is the first 100% Alpha Male 2.0 character, living the fantasy version of the Alpha Male 2.0 lifestyle. The hidden, that is not hidden intention, is to introduce readers to these concepts without having to read a 550-page book. So there we go. The main point of A2Heroes and Black Dragon in particular, the character, is to depict and show readers what the alpha male lifestyle looks like in narrative form, in a compelling form, in comic book form, where they can have fun and lay back and flip through the pages with ease. They don't have to sit upright and pull out their magnifying glass and read a 550-page book just to get the point. It gets the point across in a fun, fulfilling, and engaging way. So the last point here he talks about is the future. He says A2Heroes is just the beginning. The plan includes more comic titles set in the same world, animation, collectibles, toys, movies, and an entire IP universe. But it all starts with the comics and how well they resonate with readers like you. So this is something I'm really looking forward to. I'm really excited for the comics. I'm really excited to see what he has. I want to see what he's going to put forward in terms of the storyline and the plot and the characters. So I've signed up already in order to be first in line to receive that. So I encourage you guys to do the same as well. But I love to see the animation that he has planned. I already have some thoughts on that. I would love the animation style to be the classic Western animation style, or like a cross between Eastern and Western. Something that's not completely derivative, like anime art style. I'm not trying to hate on anime. I watched anime growing up, but I don't like the anime art style with the big eyes and like the bad art and like the tropes and stuff like that. And I don't like the straight up Western art style that isn't very dynamic and can be quite stiff. All right, something like Invincible on Amazon. I think they could have chosen a better art style. In my opinion, for animation, the perfect art style to use is a cross between the East and the West, and it's Avatar: The Last Airbender's art style. The reason this art style is so good is because the characters look human. It ages incredibly well. It's phenomenal. It's something that you can go back and watch years later and still feel the artistic quality and merit of. And it is perfect for depicting fight scenes and cool combat and conflict and things like that. And there's going to be lots of actions in this series. So Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra's fight scenes, you guys should look that up. That's something that I believe Caleb Jones should consider when he's considering the design direction and the artistic direction for the animation. I'm definitely going to try and tell him that if I can. Another thing I'm looking forward to as well is collectibles. That's going to be amazing. We have so many characters, we have maps, we have cool things here. So I would love to have like a massive map of the entire world of A2Heroes, like we already saw before. I remember back in the day when you got the Skyrim video game or you got the Oblivion video game, it would come with a map in the box as well. And you'd be able to see like the places that you wanted to explore and things like that. So A2Heroes is also going to have a map that you can explore as well. If he included that as like a collectible that fans could buy and purchase, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. I love that. And another thing too as well that he's promising or that he's anticipating is toys. Absolutely cool figurines of all the different characters would be amazing. Either pop vinyl or like their own unique style. But I'm sure Pop Vinyl will do really well too as well. Black Dragon, Pink Firefly, Larry, Baby Zora, you know, all the characters. It'd be amazing to have like cool figurines of them and like they're in all their full glory. I would really like that. And he talks about movies. Movies, that's amazing. Like he's already said that this is the Alpha Male 2.0 version of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Having a set of movies that creates a cinematic universe for this world will be a breath of fresh air in the modern age. People would actually flock to it. If the comic books do well, people would love it. It would become like an instant overnight collector's edition. It would kind of suck. You would have to immediately start printing novels and things so that people can grab them. And an entire IP universe, an entire intellectual property universe, exactly. So I would love to myself see video games. I would love to see simple video games that people can play and introduce themselves into the world. Just like, in my opinion, two things on smartphone and on Steam. I think those are the two ways he should go just to start off with. If he's going to make an entire IP universe and he wants to include video games as one vehicle for his vision, I believe smartphone is one of the best ways to go just because it's the most ubiquitous form of technology in the modern age, and it's what people actually use on a daily basis, what they resonate with, and there's a massive opportunity for success. It's potentially low cost development, so you don't really need as high tech as if you were doing like consoles and PlayStation and Xbox and things like that. You don't really need that high tech impact. It could just be a side scroller or a card game, right? It could be a card game with no heavy animations or graphics, something like Hearthstone. And in fact, I think the card game idea would work relatively well. I'm gonna do a video in the future on a potential smartphone card game idea. Maybe you can get like 4 A2Heroes characters on one side and verse another 4 A2Hero characters on another side, and you guys can go at it with like different stats and stuff. Play against the computer and play against other human beings. And if you have just 50,000 to 100,000 people playing this, it would become a cultural revolution. So that'll be it for the smartphone video game. Another cool way to expand the IP would be through a Steam video game. I say Steam because I think it has to be on PC in order to be as ubiquitous and as cheap as possible to create. If you make it on console, then you have to start getting tied in with like vendors and like producers and things like that. If you make it on Steam, you can self-produce it. Lots of people, lots of smart college kids and recent grads make games on Steam all the time, and they have their assets, they have their funding, they have their skills, and they're able to just basically self-publish. It's the path of least friction. It's the path of least resistance to be able to do something like that. And if it's on Steam, if it's on PC, then it can be a bit more in depth, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be as scaled back as a card game for the phone. It can be something that's actually like well animated and dynamic, and it could be a standard classic Capcom 2D arcade side-scrolling fighter game. That's just a good first step before you get into the world of 3D and animation and massive budgets and stuff. No, just make a nice 2D side-scroller fighting game like Street Fighter, like Tekken, something like that, like Marvel versus Capcom, Marvel versus DC, like the new Avatar game that just came out too as well. It's low budget but high impact. That's something I really like to see in this world. But he says that in order to see any of that, in order to even get that far, it all starts with the comics. It all starts with us, and it all starts with how well they resonate with readers like you. So I really do encourage you guys to come here, check out this website, click the button, sign up to get on the preferred mailing list, and watch the video. You're going to be so impressed by what he has to offer, and I'll be coming back with more news. If there's anything that you want me to do in the future, just leave it in the comments below, and I'll be happy to go over it. But I'm so stoked for this new series. It's going to be incredible. It's coming out in a couple months, and it's vital to get ahead of the train so that you can be one of the first. I know I definitely am, so you won't regret it. Take care.